Hey folks, welcome back to JG Reads Forever. I'm the mysterious JG, and we're gonna read forever. What we're gonna do is we're gonna finish these interviews. God damn it, come hell or high water, we're gonna finish these interviews, and then little Johnny Appleseed planting hope or whatever the hell's going on the right there. We're gonna finish reading these interviews, and then maybe we'll do some gameplay. Maybe we won't. Who really knows? Here's the engineer. My horizons aren't exactly broad. That said, I'm not completely cut off from the outside world. Knew what British was. I'm trying to rebuild America. When you're in living down here, it's hard to see how that's gonna got anything to do with you and yourself. Am I right? My folks holed up in the shelter after this stranding, had a kid and raised him for their slice of paradise, and together we lived off whatever Fragile Express was kind enough to bring our way. They told me tales about the good old days, but I've never had much of an imagination. Couldn't see how a country long gone was any concern to me or mine. As far as I figured, Fragile Express was happy to keep bringing us stuff we didn't need anybody else. Certainly didn't need America, whatever that even was. Then one day I was looking for some crude, and up from the ground came bubbling crude. I was looking at part of this machine my dad put together. He was an engineer too. And I noticed something that said "Made in USA" right there in tiny print. Got me to thinking America might not exist anymore, but the stuff America built is still around, making our lives a little bit easier even now. I could say the old country lives on. This work. This is our country. This thing was built Ford tough, let me tell you. They died a while back. Okay, my folks live on. They died a while back, but they lived on to me anyway. If they were American, I guess that makes me American. And you have my friends, and you have my pride. I gotta take a stand. I can't let it slide. I am a reader. Anyway, it's America's great, whatever. Now, Fragile Express. Terrorists posing as Fragile Express from the Craftsman. The terrorists have been at it again lately. I heard right about how they've been sneaking in and out of cities disguised as Fragile Express couriers. They have. We'll have another disaster on our hands at this rate, but it's not like we can't just cut them off. We need Fragile Express's people to keep on doing what they're doing. Rely on these guys, or maybe we shouldn't. I hear they're transporting weapons now. Woppets even. Why they be so stupid? I can't imagine spreading shit around that kills in a world where the dead are ticking BT bombs. Sure, terrorists are a threat. It moves the world a pain in the ass, but genius. Figured escalation was the way to go, and we all know where it leads. We need Woppets. No tools that can take down the bad guys without killing them. And we need the hardware in circulation. Gone yesterday. We can't keep folks from dying, getting her sick. We can keep them from dying, period. But the deaths we can put off, we ought to. Violence isn't just ugly. It's damn near suicidal in this day and age. Which is why I'm looking to make a bunch of less than lethal gear in the hopes that it'll prevent a few idiots from getting themselves and others killed. The Timefall Farmers. Me, I used to be an ecologist. Malay thought highly of me and my wife's research into timefall's effect on plant life. She was the one who suggested it could be used to boost agricultural production. See, timefall's radically altered the ecosystem of the entire continent. Obviously, I know, just look at its own advantage. It's obviously we're powerless to stop it, so we have one of these ideas to try to use it to our advantage instead, making the environment better, not worse. Easier said than done, though. Take void-out craters, for example. Local chiral density is generally higher in their vicinity, which correlates with increased timefall. With all that exposure, you'd think they'd turn lush and green again before you know it. Unfortunately, it doesn't quite pan out that way. Nothing grows in any of them. It might be the timefall's done something to the soil, but the truth is, I don't have a clue. Which was one of the reasons why me and the missus were conducting our research. Gotta say, for record, that it hadn't crossed our minds that timefall could be used to help grow food. That was all Amelie, so credit where it's due. Now the junk dealer. Incredible, isn't it? This hourglass, see how sand blows upward. Got chiral particles in it. That's why it moves like that. Look at the shape of the glass. So elegant, so delicate. Just like the little girl who made it. Hard to believe. It's even of this world. But it's made by humans' hands, all right. Crazy, isn't it? No wonder everyone in South City knows her work. You can imagine how I felt when she gave it to me. I've turned the junk dealer into a creepy, creepy guy. I guess you could say it was a thank you present. She'd asked me to fix something for her, and this was what I got in return. You know, I've done jobs for all kinds over the years, but none of my other customers ever did anything like this for me. Mostly just toss you a couple of likes. That's the end of it. Don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with a like or two. It's just this was different. When she gave me this hourglass, I knew I wanted to be with her. It never happened, though. Ain't cut out for love, and relationships don't have what it takes, so the people kind of scare me, to be honest, still. Even if we can't be together, at least I'll have this hourglass. Well, you were together, and you screwed it up. The photographer. Ooh, personal shelter photographer. It wasn't that long ago that we moved to the shelter, and three of us before that we used to live in the city. Till my husband up and said we had to leave. He was so insistent, and I didn't have any choice but to go along with it. I couldn't take care of our daughter by myself. He said he was sick of city life, and I can't say I don't understand it at all. But I mean, Timefall may not have been an issue, or BTs, but I can't see how a safe and comfortable life might become suffocating. Our daughter might end up happy and healthy, but we're the exception. Hardly anyone's been having children these days. You don't need a crystal ball to see where the world's heading. My husband says we're bound for extinction. Says nobody doing anything about it. People rather stick their heads in the sand and try to wait out the storm. If we don't figure out the death strand and fix this world of ours, that's all she wrote. My husband says a lot. Maybe he's just a guy with a camera, but at least he's doing something and so on. He's out again somewhere investigating something. Recently he started taking a daughter with him, teaching her to take photos of rocks and murals and the like. I'm glad they're spending time together, and I know it's good for her education, but I still hate it when they go and leave me here to wait and pray that they come back safe and sound. Now the mountaineer. The mountaineer, husband. People aren't meant to stay cooped up and live inside one place forever. It's not natural. Exploration is in our DNA. The great outdoors is where we're supposed to be. I hopped out to get lunch today, but I've pretty much been hanging around the house all day. You know, our ancestors started out in Africa, right? Well, they didn't just stay there, did they? They wanted to try and find a better life, a better home, because Africa is a real shithole. Sorry. Just thinking of our president, our former president. That's why humanity spread all across the planet. As long as we've traveled, we've evolved. Little by little, I really am sorry. This guy's talking about how, like, yeah, we started in Africa, but we couldn't stay there, right? We had to go someplace better. And I just immediately thought about the former leader of the free world and what he had to say about that continent. We've traveled, we've evolved. Little by little, we've grown together and smarter. Even our immune systems have become stronger. If we stop moving, stop exploring, that all stops too. We stagnated as a species, maybe even regress. That's why we can't hole up in cities. That's the whole universe beyond those chiral clouds. I'd love to explore someday. But if it's not possible, I want to at least get as close as I can. Climb the biggest mountains, go as high as I can go, and try to see what lies beyond. So he's climbing mountains in the hopes that one mountain is tall enough that it will take him to outer space. Go as I can go, see what I can see beyond, blah, 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 blah. My guiding star. Whatever. Oh, the love of my life. Okay, so he's talking about his girlfriend, how wonderful she is, his wife, his mother of his son. It's lovely. And here's a spiritualist.
No one has ever been able to explain the death stranding, and I doubt that anyone ever will. Certainly not with science. Science is only suitable for observation, measurement, objectivity. You can observe and measure as much as you like, but it will bring you no closer to an understanding. Sometimes you need to expand your mind and open your heart. Seek the souls of the dead. Listen to the waves on the beach. In antiquity, there were no barriers between the realms. In Japan, they used cremation to bury the dead. Sorry. People moved freely between the earth, outer space, and the world of the dead.
Did they really?
What are myths and legends if not records of these journeys? They're stories. My research has only confirmed this. The pyramids of Egypt and Mesoamerica, the Nazcan Line, Stonehenge, all gateways built by humans in order to access the beach. Surely you can see if the wisdom of the ancients has never been more relevant.
Yep. America of the past from the elder. Woo, boy, you want to hear about America? Well, you asked for it, but if you're looking for some rose-tinted bullshit, you've come to the wrong place. I was an immigrant, see, nothing special about me. The whole country was built by immigrants. Right off the bat, I could see it wasn't quite the land of the free I've been led to believe. But for a while there, it wasn't so bad. He even brought into the American dream for a minute. I mean, hell, they let a black guy and a woman take a shot at presidency, you know? Yeah, okay, game, we understand you were made in the 2000 teens. Understood. Of course, no. The woman, I guess they're not talking about Hillary. I guess they're talking about President, your dead mom. So never mind. Didn't last, though. Somewhere along the line, people became so damned intolerant. All of a sudden, there wasn't room for any other opinions, or other people for that matter. They didn't want a bunch of brown shirts coming and forcing them to vaccinate against a disease that was going to kill them. We elected a guy right before the Death Stranding that wanted to build a wall along the whole border. Yeah, so apparently the Death Stranding happened like before the end of the Trump administration. Stop anyone like me from coming in, and that talk started up. I reckon that was that. How could I expect a goddamn thing from a country that didn't want me? How could I hope to get buying land where the weak and needy get fucked over for profit and peace of mind? So yeah, I figured holding up in a shelter was the way to go. Didn't know how bad things would get. No one did, but I tell you, Yucca, whatever. Same old bullshit. Prepper shelters by the elder. Back before the Stranding was all kinds of companies selling all kinds of shelters. Hurricane proof, earthquake proof, disease proof, war proof, terror proof. Probably had a recession proof model for all I know. Anyway, you can picture it all going to hell. They had a shelter for it. And the guys building them, military types, astronautical engineers, amateur enthusiasts, everybody and his uncle was out to make a buck. But if you wanted something that would actually last, you had to get yourself three solid choices. First, there's your American survival shelter units. They were a global military hardware supplier. Used to build big government bunkers, nuclear shelters, all that. They started selling to the general consumer right before the Stranding. Damn good thing, huh? Anyway, those babies were the creme de la creme. Next, you had your Millennium Preppers. They made it big right after a string of terrorist attacks. Started out selling bank vaults and reinforced containers and the like. Weren't hard for them to break into the shelter game, and they knew how to build them tough. And then your domestic guys, world safety housing. All about affordability they were, cheap and cheerful. Well, as cheerful as anyone could be after the Stranding. Still, they did a lot of good for folks who after World War shit. Didn't mean to stop there. Now we got to read the unknown man's journals. I wonder what could be the identity of this unknown man.
Hardcore, body and soul, the two become separated, you die. In this world,
He's writing here unknown. We do not know who this person is.
in this world at least, that death ain't the end, though. So long as your soul's got a body to come back to, you can be reborn. Resuscitated anyway. That's why people build coffins and sarcophagi, to preserve the bodies of the soul at a home it can return to. I learned all of this and more from an old book I found, The Wisdom of the Egyptians, chock full of interesting tidbits about death and how to overcome it, like the golden death masks of the pharaohs. They ones decorated using magical adornments as an indication of the wearer's prestige and power. I tell you what, if we've learned anything from the beach, it's that the Egyptians had it all figured out. That's why I've decided to give myself a mask. Not a death mask, though, but one for living, for ruling. Today's the day. Last day anyone sees my face. I don't need it anymore.
Okay, apparently this is Higgs's biography, his journals, I'm guessing.
A British way station out west just got taken out by terrorists. Used to avoid how to do it. They dumped a corpse nearby and let it go necro, dropping BTs right in people's laps. Word is, Demons heard that British was sending an expeditionary force out west to facilitate the reconstruction of America or some such. Guess they didn't take kindly to that. Terrorists, separatists, isolationists, all these folks to claim America is coming to their freedom. Coming for their freedom. That the old guard wants to put it all in chains, make the individual subservient to the collective. That's what they call it all for the post-Stranding world, when today's triumph is tomorrow's crater. They basically claim they're a bunch of liberals and communists. That socialists,
Yeah, you see, you don't call Democrats communists. Call them socialists. Somehow that's better.
Daddy used to sprout the same tired line, said America never did anything for anybody. Nothing for nobody. That's why we took living in shelter. Better down in the hole than out there under their thumb. Yeah, he was a real saint, my daddy. Tried to run a few times, but he just dragged me back inside, kicking and screaming, where he'd put those heavy hands of his to work to remind me what had happened if I disrespected his authority. But that's love, isn't it? His way of looking after an orphan child he raised on his own. He was only trying to protect me from the evils of the outside world. I owe my life, and my powers, too.
Wait, what?
First time I ever sensed a BT was when I held him moments before he went into necro. Just like when I dumped that prepper's body, my daddy showed me that corpses are precious, powerful things. They're so much more than bombs. Terrorists ought to treat them with the proper respect.
Journal 7.
I've had us team up with a bunch of porters who service the central parts of the country. Had to be done. The writing was on the wall for my crew otherwise. And guess what? Their leaders got dooms. I've got a feeling we're going to be good friends. His name is Zhou. Demon's a terrorist.
Or maybe his name is like, actually, I don't remember who. Never mind. I'm about to go off in a weird, bumpy trot direction. And I always get confused about what character was what in that game.
Demons and terrorists have been getting more and more aggressive ever since Bridges' expedition team set out. And if BT's and mules weren't enough, now we've got to keep our eyes peeled for those assholes where we're making runs. All the more reason we've got to come together, get organized. Me and my new partner, we've been talking about consolidating our operations so we can cover the whole continent. If we do, I suppose that'd make us like the Yucca in some respects. Different structures and methods, but similar ideology. A deep and abiding belief in the importance of community. But the devil's in the details, isn't it? Rules, structures, can't let people make decisions for themselves. And therein lies the risk. Can't have us making repeating the same sins of the past with another USA. The demons, well, they ain't about to think for themselves. At the end of the day, the community needs a strong leader, and God's honest truth is that I'm the only one out cut for it. The rumors I'd heard, I'll do the job for a small sum. Journal 8. The rumors I'd heard about my new partner's powers don't do her justice. I knew she had dooms, but she's on a whole other level. I tell you, I've never seen anything like it. Not only can she perceive BTs, but she can actually use the beach. Also, she goes around wearing biker leathers. Compared to hers, my power's nothing. Part of the trick's curtains for a few corpses, but it doesn't matter. That's as long as I've got her. Before we met, I was bound by the limitations of my abilities. Now, as a blind man groping for shadows of a secret realm. But now, because of her, I can actually go to the beach. The beach! It's great. We're going to bring a beach ball. Sorry. With her by my side, I can reshape this world, not to what it was with the old USA, not like what Bridget's wants. Something new, something everlasting, right here and now. A world where we were able to do whatever we goddamn please.
And, oh my goodness, the last interview for this video. And we've actually got a little bit of time to get in the shower and see what the next plot thing is.
My partner's power is extraordinary, sure, but deep down I know the two of us alone don't have what it takes to bring true lasting freedom to the people. Everything we've done that we continue to do, no matter how much it may seem to bring people together, is still a far cry from the way it should be. Timefall's BT, chiral clouds, all of this and more serves to cut us off from the rest of creation. And I have to say, I don't think that's ever going to change. Even people like me and my partner, we have our limits. But now I've met someone who has none. Someone who could save the world from this madness, make it whole again, put our sheltered people back together, ...
I think he's talking about us, but who the hell knows? All right, let's save. Otherwise, we won't get credit for reading that shit. Whatever. All right. Story's not gonna continue until we... Oh no. Oh, we got likes. I thought we were getting new emails. I was like, no, no. You just get likes for reading their emails, which it took a long time, but we did do it eventually. Let's take a shower, because that's going to advance the plot. Didn't even give us the options of what to do in the shower. We can't take a crap, because this shower will trigger plot.
Sam, do you copy?
Oh, yeah?
As you might have suspected, time here stopped while you two were on that battlefield.
Cool.
If my thinking is correct, the dimension to which you traveled is a kind of beach.
Is this the actual Heartman that I was doing that
To explain,
Malcolm McDowell-esque voice
our
for?
bodies are all occupy the same world.
Do you mind
Our
waiting till I'm
souls
done the shower?
have beaches all their own. These beaches are given form inside our brains by our beliefs, religion, philosophy, and so forth. As a result, a beach can be anything, and those anythings form a multiverse. However, if many people die at once, their beaches can become entangled, creating a strand field. This phenomenon is exacerbated in wartime by omnipresent feelings of resentment and despair.
Yeah,
Beaches
sounds
are more
pretty neat.
easily and frequently entangled. On such a beach, exits vanish and experiences cycle endlessly. Picture it like a record player. The needle skips, playing the same phrase again and again. They're fighting a battle that has no beginning or end. Round and round it goes. Now, the battlefield you visited was in Eastern Europe in World War II, which is
That guy seemed to be an American.
given that the man you encountered, Clifford Unger, played no part in that conflict. I can't explain it, but if you can connect me to the chiral network, who knows what we might
Oh, okay,
discover.
this is where I'm finally supposed to go to the Heartman zone. Because his lab has been there for forever. Or we found it a good while ago.
Still there, Sam? If so, I have a request.
Maybe that's
When
Dead
you're
Man.
ready, head upstairs to the delivery terminal.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Dead Man is the guy with Alright, whatever. Let's Alright, let's get some snacks. Shout out on some cryptobiotes. pee and then poop, because those are two separate things you couldn't possibly do at the same time. Got a couple of pee grenades. Got a whole lot of poop grenades. Oh, boom, baby. Whole lot of pooping going on. Yeah, I know. The toys are there. Thank you. Nightmares and memories. Revisit some nightmares of battle. No, thank you. So he's not. His eyes aren't weak being taco sauce. I guess now they're weeping like black beans, or that sort of black bean fluid that comes off of black beans when you know, you get black beans at Chipotle and they're just like sitting in this black gunk. Yeah. All right, so let's go. We're supposed to go get Heartman's pants or whatever from that shack because they're special size, and then is this code? Oh, this might actually be new memories from BB because Lord knows we've advanced it. Yeah, thank you. Can we get some new memories here?
Can I help you? Holy shit. John, is that you? What are you doing here? My wife's checked in. They don't want to repeat of last year.
Or I got killed fighting for BBs last year. Friends got a hug.
I'm so sorry. I didn't know you were there.
I haven't been paying attention. Anyway, you're gonna die fighting for that BB, so let's get to it. So I guess I got teleported to Mountain Knot City, right?
Scanning bridges.
Yeah. So we got two sets of missions we can do from here.
All weapons will remain locked until departure. All clear. Welcome.
Sam, the west side of that region is covered by a massive tar belt.
Cool. Since when?
Beyond it is Edge Knot City, the last bastion of civilization you'll find that far out.
Oh, Edge Knot City.
It's your final destination. Once you use the qubit to connect it, the chiral network will span the entire continent.
Well, it seems kind of weird that we're going to teleport to California now.
So close. And remember, that's where Amelie is being held captive.
Also, a network error has
We
occurred.
need you to bring her home safely. But before you cross the tar belt, there's one more knot we need you to tie. Hartman will help you get it done.
Sam, I'd like for you to bring me a few things. First, the dog tags you took from that soldier. Tuck them away in a pocket so you don't misplace them.
Oh, thanks for
Second,
that.
Mama's corpse. Her body shows no signs of necrosis, and I, for one, would like very much to know the
I'd
reason
like
why.
to mac on Mama now that she's dead.
May yield information that could prove instrumental in helping us to overcome the death stranding. Suffice it to say, 1 minute remaining.
Suffice it to say, there's 1 minute remaining.
Operations, I'll be waiting. You'll find an official order on the terminal.
Also, go retrieve Heartman's pants. That's the truly important mission at this point. So we got bot orders that we could be doing. Alright, so while we were trapped into Warzone, they had mostly destroyed books got delivered for tiny, tiny little bits of improved connection. Okay, so we got... I can't even tell who that is going to. I cannot read anything. Is that the roboticist? Okay. Mountaineer. Photographer. Doctor. The film director. It's been a while. I don't care about Lake Knot City. Let's get a bot going over there. Yeah, I know it's I understand it's offline, but that's fine. Okay. So there's places I cannot be bothering to go to again, but that might be... Alright, so I can do... recovery, the clothes. Yeah, let's try to do this. We want less than 50% damage to his clothes. This is fine. Like, basically, if I can get in a motorbike, I'll be okay. Oh, this guy's got the same. I made a. I actually made a login on PS4 called European JG because of this whole. It's a whole mess that I'll explain in that Let's Play. I had somehow my sister had purchased as a Christmas gift, and it's probably my fault. I probably. Yeah, no, it must have been. Like, in my wish list, I had, for some reason, the European version of Romance of the Three Kingdoms instead of the American version. So when I had that disc, the DLC I bought wouldn't work because I have an American logon. So I was briefly trying to get a European logon going and just finally gave up on that. But, delivery preparation... no, I'm not taking any extra shit with me. But, is it even worth starting this quest? Not really. Where's the damn vehicle that I'm supposed to have?
Beginning scan. Have a pleasant journey.
Hopefully it's waiting. Like I requested that. I thought I requested that vehicle, but now I don't seem to have it. Maybe it's out here somewhere. Because it's pretty important to my plans of getting this done and not getting super frustrated in the process.
Emanating suit. All clear. Welcome, Sam Porter Bridges.
I thought I had the vehicle set up to go. Retrieve vehicle. Yeah, it should now pop up. I guess what I'll do is I'll do another video of this just because that'll get me on the being at the 1 week mark on this Let's Play. Because I kind of found that like I could. The thing about these deliveries is as long as I could find a route that would get me to the open snowfield. Like, this wasn't too bad. Like, I got here before. It was okay. That's the Windfall Farm. That's the roboticist. Well, now I can't find it. Where was the damn, where's the actual objective for this one? That's the Spiritualist. It was kind of down. Yeah, it was in the middle of this. It's got to find any kind of path to get up and over and into the snow zone. And hopefully not get into the BT areas. And the bikes are just like unusually good at handling the mountains. If you just take the time to look at it. Every year of my life, I grow more and more convinced that the wisest and best is to fix our attention on driving motorcycles up mountains. No, it's not that bad. We can play it. Everything's fine. So where are we at now? Yeah, I've more or less followed the path they wanted you to follow. So I just got to get into here and then kind of up and in there. We'd be fine. Matter of fact, probably doing it in this video. This video's going just a little long. I guess there's chiral crystals everywhere. I guess the really smart thing to do would be to sort of get over to retrieve them and then maybe call it a video and come back and do whatever. Am I still going the right way? Yeah, I'm pretty much going the right way. These mountains just handle much better on thick, packed snow as bikes. And the mountains handle fine. They don't move. Very stable ride. In that there isn't one. But, yeah, this is the video that got deleted. I was traversing these mountains. And, you would occasionally hit stuff like this. Where it really didn't want to go unless you had a lot of momentum built up. And Sam would get really mad, but, actually, I guess, I was overdoing it with the battery. I didn't quite realize that. Yeah, because I don't have the heavy-duty battery variation set up that I was using the extended battery one before. Approaching destination. But this is the thing now. I don't, like, where exactly is it? Is it dead in the center of this? I don't quite recall. Maybe I should have saved before I started this journey after all. There's the post box. What I could really use is a generator out here. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Stretch.
Yeah, I didn't bring anything with me. I had all this stuff equipped before. Well, if I leave the bike here. See, oh man, see, okay, this sucks. I really am underprepared. I don't even have my. I had like a super outdoor survival suit that seems to have. I just didn't bring it. I didn't realize that coming out of that I was equipped with nothing. I just kind of sped through the menus, thinking I would have the same gear I had on when I went into that flashback, but I don't. Which will make this more annoying than it should be. I was hoping I could just climb up here and climb the ladders that were left by other thoughtful travelers. Has he? I guess maybe he has. Yeah, so this is more. See, I don't even have the power gloves. Why is it damaged? What? This is... Okay, now this is getting really annoying. This is being a lot more work than I was expecting. To get up to the middle of this zone. I should have done a manual save before I left. We'll sort it out. This is just taking far longer than it should have because I didn't get going with a double battery trike, which would have allowed me to get all the way up here on the trike. Now there's the possibility that the trike will get destroyed by snowfall while I'm up here, which would be bad. And the fact that I don't have this location marked exactly as I did before is annoying. It says I'm approaching. But it already said I was approaching. Like now I'm like, am I heading for the center of the circle even the right thing to do? Am I really screwing up right now, in fact? Okay, apparently getting on the rock there isn't going to work. Yeah, I'm not sure that I'm even going to the right location. Maybe I just feel like I should have called it a video before. Yeah, well. I think I saved it right before... last time I manually saved was when... Oh, they said the cabin got destroyed, so am I even going to recognize it when I get to it? And is there a reason for me to be heading up here?
Walked up worse.
I have walked up worse, apparently. Recover winter clothes. Yeah, I don't know where am I supposed to be finding this? That is a watchtower. I kind of feel like I came up this way to get to it, so it was up here. I think it's just on the other side of this. But it's not going to let me climb that. Let's just see where this takes us. Where is the latest save date? Because I think I just... All those videos of reading, I haven't actually played the game in well over a week. I just kind of lost track of how to be smart about stuff. So we're going to call it a video, and when we come back, I'm actually going to not be terrible, I hope. Oh, oops. Looks like I... Looks like that counted as a save. So I guess I'll try a... I'll have to select a manual. Yeah, right before I left. This will be perfect. All right, guys, when we come back next time, I won't be this terrible. Bye-bye.